Because he has just crashed out. May as well. Yeah, I forgot to check, Luke, but you have served it. Don't worry. Don't worry. We've completely overlooked it on our side, so don't worry about it. But alas, once the monitor's actually in, because he's running on Potato PC, that will be a full grid, and as it stands, King Bob sets the pace with a 148.6. Four seconds ahead of James, which is beaten now by Samandi in the other RB. RB12 currently. There we go, Demonics is now in, so we have a full grid in Tier 2. Up the Tier 2 full grid as Tower goes to P1 and the Red Bull. Only 1/100th of a second ahead of Samandi. Arabia up to P4. Running on board with Joe is Tom Lobster goes to P1 by 1.5 seconds. Reminder that he is on trial, so I can just tell him to retire at the end of qualifying if it is too big of a gap. Raza to P2. And it is only Q1, so we'll see how we play out over the rest of qualifying. And then we'll make a decision. But there was no one else on the wait list anyway, so it's not like you've taken out a spot for anyone else. But Smokey's just done a 47.2, so maybe that time isn't as far ahead as it initially looked, but we'll keep our eye on it. Some people, myself included, can be very good on a first qualifying lap, so we'll have to see. Especially in the rain. The rain can make a big difference around here. Keyboard Warrior Amatsuki. Well, there you go. 46.4. These times will tumble. As in the rain, getting that experience is often invaluable, as 17 of the 20 drivers, 19 of which can actually set a lap, have now set one. It's only Shinx and Demonics left to set. Now these drivers at the top, you could argue that they are safely through, maybe. But then again, in the wet, massive track evolution. You never quite know what the track is going to throw at you, especially around Singapore. I'd imagine a lot of these drivers are going to improve a vast amount on these second laps. This is what I love about Tier 2 compared to Tier 1. Tier 2 as a whole is very close. Like, a quarter of a second can, like, last race, a quarter of a second was genuinely the difference between P1, or I put like P2 and P7 or something. I can't remember what the timings were. I think it was like 0.6 between P2 and P16. Which you struggle to find that in most tiers in any league. Let alone a community league like mine is. But as Amansuki comes across the line, extends his advantage by just over a second. Double Lobster is 2.2 up. Stiggy goes up to P2 to make it a Ferrari 1-2. These times are going to tumble thick and fast. Bit of oversteer there. 143.9. That's going to take some beating. The Alpine of Hamilton is now on his end of his lap with a bit of traffic ahead. Traffic is going to be a prevalent feature in this qualifying, I fear, as he goes up to P5. A lot of these drivers should be fueled for push, cool, push. They won't necessarily be coming in for new tyres. With 7.5 minutes left in this session, there is at least time for 1 or 2 more laps, I'd have thought. Namely to be set from the likes of Shinks, who is coming to the end of his lap, and the Monarchs. We'll spectate Shinks as he comes up to the final corner, turn 20 I believe now. And that's a 1:46.6 to go P7. Now what about the Monarchs? The last driver to set a competitive time. P15 for the Monarchs, so just scraping it as we stand. But there are lots of other drivers who would quite like to be in that top 15. The current drop zone then, Smidge Bomb, King Bob, Ravy, James and Luke was qualifying van. Both Aston Martins currently on the bubble. Stokey P14, the Monarchs P15, but I'm sure they will improve on their next laps. These drivers now going on to potentially their third runs, as there's a big gap between the top 4 and the rest of the drivers. So maybe there's a bit of difference in the sinking of the runs, because you get that in the wet conditions sometimes, where you can literally find 2 seconds a lap. So it just depends whether you've done your lap or not. As Remain, that is not how you take the piss entry here, good sir. Let's find someone near the end of the lap. King Bob just started another lap. I don't think there is actually anyone near the end of the lap, though Double Lobster is up by another half a second. You say that, there's a lot of guys up here that can challenge him, crowds, but welcome in, how you doing? Especially in these intense conditions, a lot of time to be found. Certain drivers may think they're through. I'd probably have to agree with them. As that, oh my goodness me, Amatsuki. Is the track drying out? The track might be drying out, because that is a massive, massive time difference. Currently top by 1.9 seconds, field spread at 6.7 seconds. I'm going to get a screenshot of that. I don't know if I can get a screenshot of that. 7.5 seconds now. That is ridiculous field spread. Demonics, look at it. 7.5 seconds in the same session, in the same tier. And I was just going on about how close it was. It's ridiculous. Amansuki's called it quits, he's happy. With 7 seconds in the drop zone. Now Raza goes P1, the track must be drying out. The track must be drying out. Over 8 seconds now, field spread. Between Raza and Ravy. Eight seconds of field spread. This needs to go down in HLH history. I'm not even going to put the times up, I'm just going to put the field spread up. 7 seconds between the top 10. It must be drying out. Get it in a ticket, mate. It must be drying out. If these guys at the top are not through, then I will eat my own socks. Because this field spread is unimaginable right now. 8.1 back. Yeah, DRS enabled. The track is drying out. That's huge. That is huge. Has Amansuki made a terrible error here? DRS now being enabled. Ravy's invalidated again, by the way, so he will be going around again. This is unparalleled amount of track improvement that I have never seen before in my life. We were in the 148 at the beginning, and now we're in the 140 on the same compound of tyre. Ravy's on an invalidated 143. It really is going to be just about keeping your lap valid. You could have a 6-second improvement and only go up to P8. That is how big the field spread is right now. It's going to be who can find that lap in that perfect moment. Otherwise, you may just find yourself out here. Chirk is 7 seconds up. Razza has retired. Razza is confident. Normally, I'd say, yeah. Oh, he's invalidated! Chirk's invalidated! This is unprecedented. 8.5 seconds now of field spread between the fastest and the slowest. And drivers are not going to have enough time to get out if they're currently in the pit lane. I don't know what to say. I don't know who's going to be through, who's going to be not. There is so much uncertainty, even in this Q1 session. As Ravy comes across the line, this lap has to count. He goes to P1! Ravy goes last to first! Oh my god. This is about to turn on its head. Razza, Amansuki, you guys are cooked. You guys are absolutely cooked. 10-second field spread! King Bob is also cooked. Oh my god, what is going on? It's dry. It's dry. Amansuki and Razza have not played this right. People are on soft tyres. People are on soft tyres. Is this over? Have Amansuki and Razza made the most terrible strategy call of all time? Will they be taking an early bath here in this dry Singapore, putting their feet up? Smidge Bomb now on a lap on the soft tyres. People are literally going from last to first, but Samandi on the inters. There's still pace on the inters. It is incredible. Absolute scenes here in Tier 2. Smidge is only up by 4 seconds. Only up by 4 seconds. That's bizarre to me. He's only up by 4 seconds. Will that be enough? There's plenty of people in on certain amounts of tyres. Chirk's invalidated. Chirk qualifying is over. If any of these drivers beat Chirk's time, Chirk is out. Tower still on the inters. Tower is not on a competitive line. The Demonics to P1! Up the Demonics! Get in there, son! Get in there! Demonics to P1! Smidge Bomb to P1 now. We had our moment. We had our moment. It was brief, but we had our moment. There's 15 seconds of... King Bob, you're a part of history, my friend. You're a part of history. I will be showing this to everyone. What is going on here in Tier 2? Tower's out. Romaine now goes to P1. This is unprecedented. Stokey will be the last competitive driver to cross the line. He's 13 seconds up on his time. Will Shinks now pay the price? Amansuki might have just played the ultimate strategy game here. What is going on? One more corner here for Stokey, who just needs to keep it valid. He will go to P1. Oh my goodness me, 17.7 seconds of field spread in one tier, in one session. Stiggy on the inters comes across the line. Oh my goodness me, Ravy pitted at the end of qualifying, note that please FIA. What the hell just happened? What just happened? Stokey P1 by 1.7 seconds from remain. The top 4 on soft tyres. Look at the field spread. This is going down in history. Take a picture, please. Oh my goodness. I might have to put this down in the app. And normally I don't put qualifying results down. What have I just witnessed? Daikon, this... Why is this the race you choose to retire? It's a generational race, and we've now got a dry Q2. Oh my goodness me. That has got to be the best qualifying session I've not only ever seen in this league. I've commentated on other leagues. This is the most chaotic qualifying session I have ever seen in my life. What the hell? If there's anyone watching and is looking for a league where you get chaos every week, this is the perfect league for you. Oh my goodness me. It will be going on the YouTube, definitely. I'll put the whole thing up. Shinx, you may hate the game. I agree with you. But you, my friend, are going down in history as being a part of one of the best chaotic qualifying sessions I've ever commentated on. That was insane. And literally people finding 9, 10, 13 seconds in a lap. Shinx said if at a time, no! You only have to keep it within the white lines. Oh no. So I hope that was none of your guys' first ever league race. Because nothing is ever going to top that in terms of chaos. That is as good as I've ever seen it, with unpredictability, with varying in times, everything just set up for it to be an absolutely bonkers session. Absolutely bonkers. I'm pretty sure the first time that was set was either a 152 or a 148. And by the end of that, we were at 130. 22 seconds of track evolution. And I mean, you come to expect it. Singapore has so many corners that as soon as you get a dry tyre, because if you can be on a dry tyre, you can lean on it. You can make up time in every single one of the 20 corners. You will gain so much. Absolutely light years. I'm sure that Luke would have loved to have participated in this. Be part of the chaos. Either that or he's got a tub of popcorn currently and he is just absolutely laughing his ass off. I'd love to get his take. But for now, who's on their first laps? We've beaten the Q1 time. Your replacement at Alpine is Marty, who is Hamilton. So that is the full-time driver at Alpine. Hamilton, who we are now spectating. As the Daikon crashing legacy will never be forgotten. And hopefully we can see a return to HLH in the future seasons. But your legacy will be down in HLH history forever. Now, of course, the chaos of Q1 was all down to conditions and conditions changing. This is now a more rudimentary session, I would say. No, we'll truly find out who's got the pace and who you'd expect to be near the front. Although I would argue, there's a few people who you would expect to be near the front who are now way down the order. Neither Red Bull made it through. Ravy didn't make... Oh, Ravy did make it through. The other kick driver is out. I can't remember who's in the other kick. But there's plenty of... well, I guess questions still to answer. Blake goes up to P9. And James is now starting his lap. Mate, Demonics went P1. Demonics had his brief moment at P1. At some point in that session, I think everyone had their P1 moment. U-Tower, Luke Chirk, and someone else. Yeah, I can't work out who it is. This is my favourite section of the track, through turn 10. The old Singapore Sling. Over the Anderson Bridge. And into the hairpin. Slowest corner on the track. And King Bob, yeah. Demonics is done for the day. He is happy with his Q2. He'll be starting from P15 most likely. I'll tell you what, this would have been a great session to have someone like Space Sam in. Because I feel like he would have had his moment of fame. He's the sort of driver to have, whether it was purposeful or not, be on the right tyre at the right time. And because the field spread is so massive, he would have had a shot at Q2 in a 20-man lorry. That would have been brilliant. But you know, we wish him the best. Let me verify that for you. Two penalty points for no clip. Flip. Nope. No qualifying ban for Stiggy. It's Shippy who's on a qualifying ban. He's now in tier 1. So me and Shippy will serve our qualifying bans tomorrow. There will be no Ferrari in qualifying. Rock skip. Oh. Wait, that's in the pit lane. The hell? Collision with Hamilton. Oh. Give an invite to Smokey, but Hamilton is also... Have they collided going into the pit lane? I wonder. I reckon they've collided going into the tight pit lane here. But it's a very, very slow pit lane. Yeah, they collided with Marty in the Alpine. Oh, then no pressure, Ravy. One of 3 drivers yet to set a lap time in this heating session with just under 5 minutes to go. What are your guys' predictions for the result of this session? Who do we think are the 5 that are going to go out? We already know that Demonic is going to be one of them. Oh, pardon me. I'm predicting Hamilton, Blake, James, Ravy and Demonic. That is my prediction for who's going to go out in Q2. But so far, Ravy has kept this lap valid, so he is in the game. He is ready to go. Where will this lap put Ravy, who this may be his one and only shot? I don't think he's got time to go around again. Up to P9. Oh, with Stiggy and Topple Lobster still to come. I don't know whether that's going to be enough. Those two are pretty damn quick round here. Rip. I can hear there's a McLaren coming out. These two are leaving it very late. They're leaving it to literally 1 lap. 1 lap and hope. One lap and hope for Stiggy and Topple Lobster. Who's currently on the lap? Joey in P8. He was 7 tenths up on his time. That would currently put him into P6, I believe. He has used all of his ERS. Absolutely every last percentage point. Through the final corner. Up to P6 for Joey. That could be the all-important 2-place gain that he needs. As Ravy's qualifying is potentially done, depending on how others improve. James now through the final couple of corners needs an improvement on this lap of at least 9/10 of a second. And doesn't find it. Right, James is now out of qualifying unless... No, he hasn't got any RS left. I don't think he is going to have another lap at this. Tom Lobster, the one and only lap then for the Alpine. One attempt at this. A lot of pressure. Especially seeing as it was a wet Q1, they don't have much experience in the drive. We're right on board with Tom Lobster as we go around this lap. And swap to Stiggy afterwards. Through turn 9. And towards the old Singapore Sling in T10. Through the left. Get it back over to the left hand side through the right of turn 11. Over the Anderson Bridge. Into the chicane, the hairpin rather. Bit wide of the apex there, but hopefully he has made up enough time in the rest of the lap to not have to worry too much. Stokey and Raza are confident that they are through, and I would agree with them this time. Joey and Raby's qualifyings are done. That is all they can do. Romain is now retired as well. Through the final corner, I think this is going to be P1, you know. Or not far off it as it goes P3. P2 rather. Our attention turns to Stiggy. James is out. James is 100% out of qualifying. So is Ravy. So it is only Blake and Stiggy to come across the line. Blake will be first, only minorly up. It's enough to leapfrog his teammate up to P11. But it's not enough. So will it be Hamilton or Stiggy into Q3? It will be Stiggy just and just. Oh, by 1/10 of a second. Leapfrogs Hamilton. And puts his place in Q3. A lot closer than I thought it would be. He does of course have that 5-place penalty. No. From a 17.5 second gap in Q1 to 4.7 in Q2. 2.7 if you take out Mr. Demonic over here. Smokey, you're safely through though, and that's all it needs to be. I don't think he's all about pace necessarily. On to Q3 though. This is where the big boys come out to play. Smokey, Samanli, Tom Lobster, Romain, Stokey, Raza, Smidgebomb, Joey and Amansuki all have a shot at taking that coveted pole position. If Stiggy qualifies P1, he will drop down to P6. Bear that in mind, everyone. Flowball, you could have been here, man. You could have been in the most chaotic qualifying session I have ever seen. But no, you've chosen to do your other league. Is there rain due in Q3? Is there rain later in the session? Unfortunate, Sticky. Again, I'm sure you're... As much as it's annoying, the rules are the rules. If there's no video evidence of it, we can't do anything. But I don't... You've got decent pace around here anyway. I'd imagine you'll be near the front. Obviously, if evidence comes to light after the session, like after the race, we can do something about it. Like if anyone has a clip of anything. But we can't do anything about it now if we don't have a clip. Tubber Lobster will be the first to go onto their lap then. I'd imagine we'll be seeing 2 runs in this final session. Did they? Who was that? Was it Lamel? Yeah, it was Lamel then. Nice and neat lap by Tubber Lobster so far on his HM8 debut. Again, just wide of that apex, the same as he did in Q2. Just overshooting that hairpin corner. I think, you know, I think we're going to have some unlikely contenders for pole here. I think we're going to be moving away from the status quo of maybe Stokey or Bratter or... I don't know who else would normally take pole to be fair, but I think we're going to be moving away from that status quo as there is the pace. The initial pace of a 129.6 usurped by Stokey's 129.2. I will move over to... who's next? Ryan Barthez over the line. 129.2 also. 1/100th of a second difference. Next to come across the line will be Samandi in the V-car. He goes up to P3 with a 1/10 difference. Next will be a Ferrari of Amansuki. Or Stiggy, I don't know, Stiggy starting his lap. So we will move to Dr. Smokey in the Williams. Teammate to Ryan Barthez. Through the final corner. And he goes up to P4. Stokey's retired. What on earth? Stokey crashed? Stokey's crashed. Stokey crashed at the bridge. He's crashed at the bridge. The provisional pole sitter has crashed on the Anderson Bridge. On the barrier on the right hand side. This qualifying session does not fail to bring up storylines even in the drive. Oh my goodness me. Watch it. Breathe it in. This is one of the all-time great league racing qualifying sessions, and it is a privilege to be watching this. Stiggy will be the last one to come across the line with his 5-place penalty. What is going on? The first time we ever raced Singapore in the league, and it's got it saved up for us. Stiggy goes to P9. And as it stands, the gap between the top 4 is 1/10 of a second. The gap between the top 6 is 4/10 of a second, just under. Any one of that top 6 could take pole. Any one of them. Stay tuned, folks. This is going to be an incredible finish to an incredible qualifying session. Romain comes back into the pits. Honestly, I hope you guys that went out in Q1 and Q2 are enjoying this. Just witnessing this incredible qualifying. The top two separated by 1/100th of a second. You've got drivers in here who are debuting, drivers in here who have never taken a pole position before. The rain does not look like it is going to feature. Tom Lobster will be the first driver to set their final run. We will stay alongside them on that run. Or is Joey usurped him? Joey is on a competitive time. We'll cut to Joey. Unless Joey is going to pit it into this lap, of course. Joey's going to pit. Okay, we'll go back to Tom Lobster. Tom Lobster then, to kick off this final run of qualifying, going for the early run. Doesn't want any traffic on his lap. Currently just shy of 3/10 of the leader. One job he has to do. Through turn 1, 2 and 3. Nice and tidy. Left a bit of road on the exit. Car on the left gets out of the way nicely. On to Raphael's Boulevard. But his final time in this session sweeps through the right-hander of turn 5. Down towards turn 6. Now the complicated sections start. Slow right-hander, stake out of the outside wall. Sweep through turn 9, stay out of the wall on the right, which he just about does. Beautiful line through there. Through turn 10, big commitment. Pull it back over to the left, through turn 11, get the curb right. Hop over turn 12, over the Anderson Bridge, into the hairpin. Hard braking zone, he's nailed the apex there. Better than Q1 and Q2. What the Delta saying as we go through DRS zone number 2. 3.5 tenths, he's there or thereabouts. Tom Lobster is not out of this and is firmly putting his name in the ring. Only a few more corners to go for the Alpine now on debut. Is it going to be provisional pole for the Alpine as he rounds the final corner? 129.2 to beat. He's not done it. 18 1/1000ths away. Stokey awaits with bated breath. We will cut to Smidge Bomb, who will be the next driver to start their lap on the early run. Smidge Bomb a little bit further back, but you never know, anything can happen in this session. We've seen weirder things, and we will probably still see weirder things in this session. Stokey is absolutely holding his breath right now as these drivers come across the line, watching the Delta from every sector. I missed the Delta now. I don't know what Smidge Bomb was. I think he's up. Rain is apparently coming. Could that be the final twist in the tail here in this session? Up to turn 10. Bit wide there for Smidge. That's not optimal. He might still have time to back out if he has the fuel. I don't know. But he's sticking with the lap for now. Sector 2 split. What's the Sector 2 split saying? 3.5 tenths down. It's not looking good for Smidge. So we will cut to... who is next? Is it Smokey? It is Smokey. We'll cut to Smokey. Stiggy's on a lap as well. We'll cut to him as he goes over the Delta. Smokey is next. Heads towards turn 4. Crucial corners. On to Raphael's Boulevard. A lot of drivers have started their laps now. This stuff is about to get very, very tense. Tom Lobster has finished his qualifying. He has done all he can do. I missed the Delta again. Stiggy's a bit further up the road. We'll cut to him for a Delta. Small slide there out of turn 9 for Smoky up towards, he heads towards the old Singapore Sling. Lovely line through there. Into turn 11, lovely curb hop. He's really pushing the limits of this Singapore track and of his Williams car. Into the hairpin, nice line. Stiggy is 3.5 tenths down, it's not working for Stiggy. Smoky is 3.5 tenths up, Smoky is 3.5 tenths up, he's well and truly in the fight. As we head towards the final DRS zone, Tom Lobster is done. Tom Lobster is done. Stiggy will be first, but he's not up on his time. Smoky will be next. Joey will be after. Joey's backed out, so we'll go to Amansuki. Smoky to the line. On provisional pole. Stokey is on provisional. Not Stokey. Smoky is on provisional pole as it stands. Amansuki, I have not seen his Delta time. He's currently 7 tenths down. It will be an outside shot, but an outside shot nonetheless. As we come towards the line, Amansuki stays where he is, improves on his time, stays where he is. Next will be Ryan, who's 4.5 tenths up. Can he dethrone Smoky's pole in the other Williams? Yes, he can. Ryan to the top, but there's still more to come across the line. Samandi's down on his time. I don't think it's going to be Samandi, and he knows it. Samandi has not got it. Joey's pitted, but will it affect the end of the session? Remains up by 6 tenths, up to P7. Oh, Williams, 1, 2, here in Singapore.